ATL Sports One fans. Hello, Braves fans out there. Hopefully, everyone is doing well today on this Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased as punch to announce that we have two special guests today in the chat with us. First and foremost, we have my brother, A1 from day one, Chris Tip Moore, always into things, kind of like NWA, always into something. I just dated myself there. Best
Hey,
kid
man.
guy. And we also have someone who is new to me, but not new to everybody else. We have Mr. RJ ATL for life. RJ, welcome to the podcast. Tell everybody a little bit about.
Hello, everyone. RJTF for life here. Born in Atlanta, raised in Decatur. Been a huge baseball fan my whole life. Even played baseball doing elementary school, high school, and I'm not just like a huge Braves fan, but all Atlanta, Georgia fan, sports fan.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it. Myself and
yeah,
Chris.
that's plug walk right there.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. If ATL had a checkers team, I'm down. If they got a chess team, I'm down. If they got a spades team, well, I'm probably on that spades team and I'm whooping ass, but I'm still down. So there you go. So guys, hey, this is kind of a new thing that we're doing here at For My ATL Sports One on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. And just want to talk a little bit about baseball, guys. So before we came on here, RJ, I'm gonna call you RJ for short. RJ and I were talking about our first experiences with baseball. And RJ, you were telling me that when you started in the infield, then you went to the outfield, then you went to DH. I
Hmm,
started
okay.
at second base, and I played a little bit of catcher, and I played outfield because I was fast, but my arm was terrible. So
Uh,
that was it for me. Chris, can you kind of tell me, maybe your beginnings in baseball? What was that about?
oh well, shoot. Baseball for me was it's always been Atlanta Braves. I think the first baseball game I ever seen had the Atlanta Braves in it. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not saying like I was a huge baseball fan. I say back in the '90s, and honestly, back in the '90s, I think I was a bigger baseball fan than I was football at one point in time.
Yeah, yeah.
And but as far as like baseball experience, I've never like actually played baseball for a team, but I have played one hop. And for those who ever played one hop, that's pretty much you they toss the ball at you, so you let it bounce, and then you try to swing and try to see if you can hit the baseball and see if you can hit a home run or whatever the case may be. I played that, so I played like a little sand lot type of ball, but nothing like professional or should I say more organized and everything like that. Just having fun in the backyard or whatnot. But yeah, always been a Braves fan. That's never gonna change. And it's like I said, as far as baseball, Glavin Smokes, definitely Greg Maddux, who is one of my favorite pitchers of all time.
Sir, the professor. Yes.
Yeah, man. Greg Maddux. Honestly, Greg Maddux, watching Greg Maddux pitch as a kid used to be almost like therapy in a way, just how he had his command and he would hit corners, he would change speeds. He could do it all, man. And then I used to love how he pitched because the way that he pitched also is a reason why he has so many golden gloves. I believe just because his pitching style and when he throws the ball, he's kind of almost ready like an infielder for if it comes back at him. That's why he had so all like just about all his comebackers would come back at him. He'd catch it and throw him out
Yeah.
himself. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like his pitching style and everything just about Greg Maddux, man, as a pitcher, as a player, he'd even hit a home run on you if you don't watch it. So, like
Yeah.
I said, those three guys that I just named by Glavin, Smokes, and especially Greg Maddux, they did it for me, man.
Yeah.
And they always they never disappointed. So trying to get back to at least, what I'm saying, those days, to where like we are a franchise that's consistently going to the playoffs, consistently being competitive, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is for the Braves and baseball for me though.
Good deal, guys. Retro G says A1 since day one. What's good, brother?
What's good, my brother? How you feeling?
Hey, man. And Atlanta Falcons Fandemic says, what's happening, guys? So it's good to see.
Man, what's going on, man?
What's
Hey,
going on?
what is going on? All right, guys. So, we talked about, some of us talked about our beginnings as far as baseball. As far as the Braves are concerned, I started watching the Braves in the 70s. Suffice it to say, in a word, we sucked. If you just wanted to grab a seat at any time, at any place, just go to a Braves game. Hell, they probably pay you for coming in the 70s. It was hard. I grew up with guys like Jerry Royster, Phil Necro, Gary Matthews,
Phil Negro, who had a heart of gold.
yeah,
Yep.
Rufino Ramirez. No, wait. Rafael Ramirez, Rufino Linares, a whole bunch of other guys. Love those guys. I've been a Braves fan for a while now, about 40 plus years. Obviously, was there for the World Series in '95. Was a great, 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 great thing. Those of you who can remember, are old enough to remember the Braves of the '90s. We were kind of cheated in '91 for a couple of times. Number one, the first baseman Ken Herbeck threw Ron Gant off of the first base, on a throwback, a throw over to first base, and the ump should have caught that, didn't. But anyway, not that I'm bitter about it. 30 plus years later. But we did win it in '95. We went
Mhm.
about 5 World Series in the '90s. Some would argue we should have won more. We did. We won
Yeah.
14 straight division championships. And thanks to Bobby Cox, he basically cultivated an environment of winning. There was a
Mhm.
barren time for about 5 years, maybe from 2014 up until about 2018. And voila, here we are.
I
Today,
think that's kind of when I fell off a little bit, like about 2012, 13. I think that's when I kind of like fell off of baseball entirely because I was like, well, if I'm not watching the Braves, I'm not watching nobody. So
yeah. No, understood. RJ, you had something?
I was gonna ask like a fun fact. While I was playing baseball, I had attended McNair, and I played with a guy who recently passed away by the name of DeQuantes Lamar, aka Rich Homie Quan.
uh,
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Did
yeah,
not. Wow. Okay. I didn't know he played baseball. Was it?
yeah.
How
He
was
was he was a great center fielder.
it?
Great center fielder. I
Okay.
mean, like I said, he had a passion of like getting into the league, in the league and stuff. But he had met up with one of our coaches, and his rap game just exploded, like we all know it is today.
Yeah. Well,
and shout out to Rich Homie, man,
yeah.
and his family. Prayers to the family, the friends. I actually have somebody that I grew up and went to school with who actually is like one of his homies. Like they was hanging around each other like often. It was multiple times I seen them hanging together. So just like I said, prayers to the family, prayers to the friends. That's just crazy, man. What I'm saying? Definitely didn't see that coming. Definitely, I feel like that sideswiped everybody, especially in the city of Atlanta, where where he's from, and so he ran the streets and everything like that, setting the streets on fire, with hit after hit, mixtape after mixtape. So yeah, shout out to the family again, and that's pretty cool. Fun fact too, RJ, man, that's pretty cool right there for real.
Yeah, definitely hit the mark for that. Guys, is it appropriate to take maybe a 30-second moment of silence for Rich Homie Quan? What do you guys think? That okay?
Do it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Starting now, 30 seconds, Rich Homie Quan. All right, guys. Again, condolences to Rich Homie Quan and his family. Gone way too soon. and just praying for his family. It happens to us all. There's nothing good I can say about it. I lost my mom in May. Again, nothing good I can say about it. One day at a time, and let's go, man. So with that being said, guys, we're here to talk about how about those Braves, but currently the state of the Braves, right? The state of the
down.
are they? What are they doing? What is going on with this franchise? Do we have a chance of winning the NL East, which is the division that they play in? Do we have a chance to making the wild card? And there have been a lot of things that has happened this year to and about these Braves. It's been really something, man. It really has. So, with that being said, guys, we are about 8 games behind the Phillies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have had a plethora, a litany, a smorgasbord of injuries, right? So let's get
Yeah.
into this 2024 version. First day of the season, we lose Spencer Strider. Tore his
First week.
elbow and is gonna need surgery, which means you are out for at least 12 months, potentially 18 months. And by the way, I'm sorry. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic says he remembered Claudell Washington. I remember Claudell, power lefty, loved him. And yeah, shout out to Rich Homie Quan, definitely. All right, so first day of the season, Spencer gets hurt. He's out. Not too long after that, Ronald Acuna tears his ACL. He's out. Tyler Matzik is out. Never really came back. Never really healed over that injury. Shout out to Tyler Matzik, a warrior for the Braves. And if he does not big up in 2021, we do not win that World Series. So, hey, man, I don't think Tyler ever has to worry about paying for a meal in the ATL. I don't think he ever has to worry about buying a drink, at least not when I'm around. Stud, definite stud. Hate what happened to him. Then we got Ozzy Albies, who's been out a couple times, is out now because of a broken hand. Michael Harris, hamstring. Austin Riley got hit with a pitch. Sean Murphy, his oblique, and Ray Kerr, I believe, needs the same surgery. I'm not sure, but I think Ray Kerr is done for the year. Guys, it looks like we've been bitten by the unlucky bug. Can we talk about the plethora of injuries that have befallen our beloved Atlanta Braves? And RJ, I'm gonna throw it out to you.
First of all, I need to speak to the doctor because I need to figure out how you handling these players.
Right.
Because first of all, with Acuna, like he's already had tore one AC and he tore the other one. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was a shock. And other than that, the other injuries, I mean, with Ozzy Albies, hopefully he can be back maybe last week of the season. I'm not for sure yet. Michael Harris just getting back, being our spark plug. It's just been brutal from the whole season. I mean, went up and down. Even the offense haven't even been close to what it was last season. So, it's just a tough pill to swallow right now.
Yeah, fellas. I mean, okay, what in the beginning? Let's just be honest. No one seen, since what happened to Spencer happen, and no one even thought about that at all. Honestly, the only thing we were thinking about was what the Braves did and said before the season even started, and that was World Series or bust.
Yeah,
They put that pressure on themselves, and as professionals, you kind of want to try to give yourself an edge, kind of give yourself a chip or whatnot, and they had plenty of things to go off of. I mean, look what's happened the past few seasons, getting bounced out by the same team, having to make a comeback on the Mets and being tired at the end of the year. Then you have the offense last year that we produced, and then just to get to the playoffs and they kind of be pretty much offset. And next thing you know, we getting bounced out again. So coming into this season, the Braves, they put a lot of pressure on themselves from the beginning with the World Series or bust. Then next thing you know, in the first couple of weeks of the season, you lose Spencer Strider. Then next thing you know, you got your MVP that goes out. Those two blows right there, most teams wouldn't even be able to bounce back from that. So I will give the Braves at least some credit for at least showing fight throughout the season, because it's been up and down, injury after injury. It's almost like we were snake bitten. It almost feels like we've been snake bitten, because the most craziest things happen. You got Witt getting hit by a pitch. You got Austin Riley getting hit by a pitch, and it breaks his, you know what I'm saying, and it fractures his hand and everything. And it's just like RJ was saying, hit after hit after hit, over and over. But I would give the Braves again their credit, because they are still fighting. I don't believe we're going to catch the Phillies. I know some Braves fans probably hate to hear that, but let's just be honest. After tonight, I believe it's only 20 games left in the season.
Yeah.
I don't see the Phillies having a meltdown like the Mets did the previous years. I don't see that. And then speaking of on them, all of a sudden they've gotten into a groove, because they nipping at your heels right there for the wild card. They're like right there, and we have to play them this season. I'm not necessarily worried about the Mets. I respect the fact that they're in a groove, so I know that we will have to knock them out of that by the time we see them later on this month. But ultimately, guys, no one's seen these injuries happening. And two, with all the injuries happening, the pitching staff has held this Braves team together, because the hitting has been up, down, all around. So, for real, it really has, man. It's so crazy how we have like one of the best ERAs in baseball, but the hitting is just not consistent. If we had anything like we did last year, if we had the Matt Olson of last year, not to just put it all on him, but I'm just saying, like, when Matt gets going, he gets going. And honestly, he's won games by himself. We've seen it. So, and then, so it's just like, I feel like it's been the inconsistency of the lineup being able to work together on a normal basis. And I know some Braves fans would be like, well, shoot, we've been dealing with injuries. I understand, but it just seemed like it was just hit after hit this year, y'all.
Yeah, and Chris, A1 from day one. You just segued perfectly into my next topic, and that is the regression to the mean for some hitters. Now, let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. I love me some Eddie Rosario. All respect to him. In 2021, in that NLCS, that man was a stud.
Yes, sir.
Every time he came up to the plate, hey, those Dodgers were like, "Mama, there go that man again. There go that man again. Help me, okay?"
Help me.
He was that dude. And 4 years later, oh, how the mighty have fallen. He just, I don't know if it's a bad year. I don't know if he's done. Father Time is often cruel, and oftentimes he shows up uninvited. You know what I mean? He's that dude that shows up late for dinner, uninvited, loud, drunk, fighting with people, and just unpleasant, and forces the event to end. And I don't know if Father Time is coming to get Eddie Rosario. The numbers would seem to suggest that, as his numbers have rapidly declined over the past couple of years. But you never know.
But let's just be honest, though. When we got Eddie wasn't a world beater anyway. Eddie was a castaway. Eddie was a guy that they kicked out the side door and threw him in the back alley. So I mean, it wasn't like he was a world beater anyway. It's almost like the Jesse Chavez effect, man. When you get on the Braves, if you got anything in the tank, we're gonna pull it out of you. Yeah. So let's just be honest. Eddie was kind of a castaway before he ever came to Atlanta and helped us get to that World Series and win it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, look, we cannot argue. This man is a giant amongst Braves because of what he did, and
just like Jock.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Jock Peterson.
If this is his last season or close to it, he died a warrior's death, and will always be celebrated. Sean Murphy, guys, we got to talk about Sean Murphy. Now, Sean Murphy calls a great game. He calls a great game, and you could attribute, right, some of this season's pitching ERA and success to Sean Murphy. However,
I will agree with that.
that bat is a little lagging sometimes, right? And I have to ask the question: we traded William Contreras a couple of years ago. William is tearing the cover off the ball. Did we lose? Is it break even? And when I say is it break even, I mean Williams a decent catcher. I don't think he calls the game that Sean Murphy does. I don't think that he
Yeah.
has arm. I don't think that defensively he has the prowess that Sean Murphy does. But it is fair to ask the question: did we lose this trade?
I'm gonna say
Go ahead, plug.
I'm gonna say no. I mean, you literally got one of the best defensive catches in baseball in Sean Murphy. I mean, William Contreras, he's still growing. So I mean, we don't know like his full potential, especially with where he at right now with the Brewers. So what my opinion, what Double A was thinking was like, yo, let's get by that's already established and try to like build off from like 2021 and try to like, extend it, with years and stuff. And I mean, and like you said, T Will, he has called great games. I mean, the last catcher we had that did that was Brian McCann.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out to Brian McCann.
Yeah. Shout out to McCanns, man. Shout out to
Man, I love B Mac. I love B Mac. And not only just because he was a great hitter, but he stood for something. I don't know if you guys remember this. You guys might have been a little too young. Maybe.
Oh, I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When he had to get Buddy right.
Yeah.
When he had to get Buddy right coming around, wouldn't even let him cross the plate.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Amen. Let me tell you something. Brian McCann was that. Look, you certain things you weren't gonna do with B Mac. You just weren't. You were gonna conduct yourself a certain way as an opponent, and if you didn't, B Mac was gonna get in that ass. Let's take a step for a second. Atlanta Fandemic says, has any team ever had this many vital players out at one time in any sport? And still prospered? I don't think so. Atlanta Fandemic. That's a very good point. If they did, I'm sure they have, but they didn't remain in a playoff race, right?
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that's the whole key thing right there. I'm thinking, all right, and we're still in a playoff race with the chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
That's something. That's a good fun fact to try to look up. My goodness, I don't think so though.
I'm gonna go with no, but I don't know. Carrie, our productionist from the One Time for the Fan show.
Carrie.
Let me take a step back because I was rather rude. Chris A1 Forever is an accomplished podcaster from a bunch of shows, but specifically he's from A1 Forever, does great content, and from 95 North with another group of brothers, Berto and Smitty.
Yes, sir, my bro.
And so let me just give you a shout out, A1 and RJ. I understand that you are the productionist for 95 North. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's walk right there, man.
Right. So let me. I kind of skipped protocol there. I'm sorry. Let me give you guys your props. As you guys are kicking ass, taking names, you're interviewing everybody. I mean, you're taking over the world. So just wanted to give you your props. Carrie is our version of RJ, and she is outstanding. And when I say outstanding, I mean we would not trade her for anything. Okay, she is that great. She keeps us up to date. She sends us about 35 articles on Twitter at a time. She updates us as to current events and everything. So I just wanted to give her propers. I don't know if you guys can know. I'm really a fan of Carrie. We could not do what we do at One Time for the Fan. Now, myself, I am T. Will, your host of We're Talking Braves Baseball. Really, it's going to be How About Those Braves? But when I made this logo, I was on one. So anyway, your host of How About Those Braves, as well as the host of the For My ATL Sports One channel on YouTube, as well as the How About Those Falcons show on YouTube, as well as the ATL with TNL Falcons Sport Talk. And you guessed it, For My ATL Sports One. And lastly, but definitely not least, I'm a member of the One Time for the Fan podcast, of which Carrie is the productionist. We have about 1,030 subscribers and growing. And to every podcaster, please go out and like, share, and subscribe. A1 Forever, like, share, and subscribe. 95 North, please like, share, and subscribe for my ATL Sports. And like, share, and subscribe. Last but definitely not least, one time for the fan. Now that we've gotten the business out of the way, fellas, let's get to Mr. Matt Olson. And again, the topic of this is regression to the mean for some hitters. And not to put this all on Matt's feet. I love Matt. I think Matt is a great guy. But he has definitely regressed this year. Seems to be having some trouble picking up the fastball. Now, he's been on a tear recently. So hopefully that will stick. Guys, what are we thinking about Matt Olson right now? What are we thinking about the regression? Just tell me where your head's at. And RJ, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts?
Right now, not really surprised because, from last year, of course, he had literally an MVP caliber season, even though he wasn't in the top 3. But before he even got here, when he was in Oakland, he didn't really hit, as much as he did. Probably averaged like 250 per season.
Yeah.
So, probably with him not being really recognized or what he did last season, probably like dictator where he's at right now. But like you said, his bat is picking up, hitting the doubles and everything, homers and everything. So, if this can go forward even towards the playoffs, I think we're going to see the actual last season Matt Olson that we need down the stretch.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, shoot. As far as Matt Olson goes, it's definitely been, I guess you can say day and night. But the crazy thing about it is, even though he had 54 homers, I think that, first of all, the really big hit when you look at his stats from this year and last year, it's really in the homers and the RBIs, more so than anything else. You can say hits, but he had 172 hits last year. This year he has 121. But for one thing, like I said, those home runs, he had 54 homers. He has 25 now. That's a big dip. And then with RBIs, 139, he has 78 this year. And he's also not walking as much this year either. He had 104 walks. He has 55 now. But I feel like that's really kind of where it's really going. Oh, and he's striking out more this year, I believe, because he had 167 last year, but he's already at 153, and we still have 20 games left.
Games ago.
So that's another thing too. I think those are kind of really where the hits are coming.
Mm-hmm.
As far as him, because his average, of course, is down too, from going from 283 to 230. So yeah, everything is different, man. But those numbers right in there that I just named are really kind of like the difference, I think. But if Matt can some kind of way gain it and start getting hot at the right time, we won't even remember this, and especially if he's contributing, we'll be like, hey, he came on late, but at least he came on. I think honestly, he is more vital to the Braves than people think.
Absolutely.
I think he is. It's just not just the first base skills and the defense and everything like that, but his bat and his presence is very important. But what people have to understand is he doesn't have Austin Riley right there with him either. And those two, I believe, when those two are clicking on all cylinders, it's really scary right around in that 4 or 5 area. So, we're missing really Austin. Austin, I feel like he had a down year this year, but I know a lot had to do with health and everything too, and trying to get your groove. And then it seems like as soon as Austin started getting his groove, next thing you know, they want to throw a pitch at his wrist. So, So that's what I'm saying. Again, going back to those injuries, man, we just been getting hit after hit. When we trying to get going, it's like you're trying to you're trying to get out the starter gate, but like it's almost like you're racing in sand, and you can't get your foot in, and you kind of stumble out the gate. It's like every time we just keep stumbling out, and next thing you know, we get hit again. It's terrible.
Hey man, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. We have. I mean, I don't know what it is this year. As a matter of fact, Witt came out. Witt fouled the ball off of his
Off his foot. Yeah.
And he had to come out last night, and I'm like,
yeah.
God, what have we done? I mean, come on. It's weird, and it's like even with Witt, right?
Mm-hmm. He got hit by a pitch the other night.
He encompasses everything that's happened. So the first day he gets here, he either breaks his hand or finger or hurts it really bad, taking a ground.
Yeah.
Then he gets hit.
Yeah, batting practice.
Yeah. And then last night he takes, one off the leg, which is a perfect summary, of what's happened to the Braves this year. So I don't know about that. Guys, in regards to Matt Olson, and nobody I'm about to play conspiracy theorist here. That is a part of my personality, and quite candidly, will be a part of this show. So rock on. But some would say that for the first part of the season, the baseball was different. Because if you look at it collectively, averages were down. Home runs were down. Right? So it wasn't just Matt. Although I will admit Matt did suffer. But I think collectively in baseball, there was a change. I don't know what they did to those balls, but home runs, right? And we missed if we did not mention that. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition to the show. And I'm going to add him to our cast. It is Mr. Emmanuel. Emmanuel, how are you today, sir? He's. I got him. How you doing?
Hey man, I'm maintaining. I could have better days, but I woke up I'm on 2 feet. Just got back from visiting my brother. He passed out yesterday at work, so it kind of put a setback on everything.
Oh man.
Emmanuel, can you mic up?
Oh yeah.
Hey, who has the echo? The echo going. Somebody got an echo.
It might be me.
Emmanuel, do you have iTunes connection at one? We're getting feedback.
All right, give me 1 second.
Do you have iTunes connection at one? We're getting feedback.
All right, give me 1 second.
Emmanuel, just put feedback. You ready?
Right,
Oh, we're still getting it. Guys, Emmanuel, just put feedback. You ready? Oh, we're still getting it. Guys, Emmanuel, just put feedback. You ready? Oh, we're still getting it. Oh wow. Hang tight, guys. Emmanuel, just put feedback. You ready? Oh, we're still. Guys, you there?
Yeah. See, I think what happened is E-Man may be having like the stream in the back somewhere, or it's on the device, and then and everything. He gonna have to exit off before he get on with it.
Yeah, somebody sent him a text. Wait, hold on. Let's see if he did it. Manuel, hang on. I'm gonna add you to the stage again. Hopefully, it's gonna work this time.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Fix now. Yeah.
We're still hearing it.
Oh really?
Do you have up in the background somewhere of your device, computer? No.
I sure don't. Hold on.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I'm hearing feedback. I hear me talking like this.
Yeah, I'm hearing. Yeah. Hey, Manuel, we're gonna let you figure that out, and we'll keep you up on the screen. But hey, you can give us thumbs up, and if you want to contribute in the chat, you can. That's fine.
Hey, real quick though, T. Will, I wanna say that I agree with what RJ was saying about we did not lose that trade either. By the way, I mean, because at the end of the day, Yeah, you want it's all okay. It's almost like the same thing. You think about it. Would you rather have Dansby right now or Orlando Arcia? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, yeah, Dansby definitely hits for more power, but Orlando, his defense is the reason why he's been so good. You know, so like you don't get much past him and everything. So it's just like, all right, for the production that you get from Orlando, and then you see what Dansby's doing out there in Chicago, it's like, okay, I think you made the great move, the better move. And then with Contreras, again, you get more from Sean Murphy. You just do. He's hitting the cover off the ball, like you said. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, really? But you know what I'm saying? But overall, though, I think we're doing good with Sean Murphy. And if I'm not mistaken, RJ, don't we have somebody that's a catcher that may be in the making, possibly?
Oh yeah, Mr. Drake Baldwin.
Yeah. Old Drake Baldwin, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have guys in the farm system that could possibly come up. So we'll see what happens, man, with that. But you know.
All right. So last thing, guys, and we have to talk about this. We have to talk about the impact of one Ron Washington and our first base coach, our former first base coach. What was his name? I can't think of his name.
Ariel.
Yeah.
Eric,
You know, you can't help but point to that and say maybe from an accountability standpoint, and I don't know. I'm gonna be careful with my words. I don't know what it is, right?
mm-hmm.
Here's what I think it is. So at one time for the fan, right? At our podcast, we have Carrie, Miss Carrie, baby. We have Jack Spade, we have Bodie, and we have myself. Okay. Jack is normally the guy that keeps us going. Hey guys, we have this, and this. This is what's coming up. Jack is our leader. Okay. Carrie is our productionist. She keeps us on task, on point. But if I'm telling the truth, right, the guy that can really fire it up is Bodie. Because Bodie gets in there, man, and hey, man, Bodie gets it going. And not that Jack doesn't, right? But Jack is the leader. So, with Jack being a leader, he has to be consistent. He can't be up today and down tomorrow. And not that Bodie is. I'm not saying that. But Jack has got to walk a fine line. When Bodie feels the need to fire something up, Bodie is going to fire something up, and he's going to get you going. And I've played sports before. You need a guy like that on a team. You need a guy that's like, hey, man, hey, this is bullshit. Let's go. This team we're playing, they suck. We should be kicking their asses right now. We're not. Get it together. Okay? That's who I would say, right? Jack's the manager or the head coach of the team, right? And I'll throw it out to the panel. I feel like some of that is missing from this Braves team. Chris, I'll start with you. What do you think about that?
Well, to be honest with you, I do feel like it has some type of effect. I do feel like it does, but it shouldn't, because we all still professionals. It shouldn't be too crazy, but it's a factor, man, because you think about it. You think about like just being able to connect with guys in the locker room. I feel like, I'm saying, Eric Young and Ron Washington did that better than a lot of side coaches and third base all the coaches, so I believe that those two guys connected so well with the Atlanta Braves. And also I believe that they're collecting well out there in California as well, just showing that, they have that ability. But the things that they did, almost being like a second and third skipper, almost in a way. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't get it from Snit, you'll get it from Eric. If you didn't get it from Eric, you'll definitely get it from Ron. And Ron trained all of our infielders.
He did. He really
trained them all.
That is
He's
a very good
part of the reason on why our infield staff are as good. Even when Matt Olson came here, he became a better first baseman with Ron Washington. So you can't just act like it doesn't exist. It does exist, but you just hope that your team can overcome it. Your team can still function without these parts that are not there. So I think it does hold some weight. It shouldn't as much, I know, because they're professionals, but it definitely holds some weight, guys. It does.
Emmanuel, you seem to have worked out your audio issues. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I kind of agree with A1. The Braves actually need one person to pick up a hot bat. And we also need one person that'll come in and make some great plays that they can feed off of. And maybe our manager need to get thrown out of a game or two. But something needs to happen. But
like
something
Bobby
needs to-
Cox, he need to go and
Yeah.
cut somebody out. Is that what you saying?
Bobby knew how to do it.
Look here, Mr. Umpire. Let me tell you something. You suck. You suck, and your entire crew sucks. And the people that taught you how to do this suck. And the people that taught them how to do this suck. I'm going to go back to the club room now because I know you got to throw me out. And I low-key did it on purpose because we need to get a fire under these guys' asses. Hey, man, I'll see you at the time at 12 o'clock. Yeah, all right. Thanks, buddy. That's what you're saying he needs to do?
Hey, for some reason or another, it seems like Bobby Cox knew when to do it, and somehow the team responded. So I don't know what's going to happen for this team here. I mean, this is a young team, different time, different day, so it may not work, may not, but we just need somebody to feed off of something good that happens. And I think it's unfair that we put Sean Murphy on this mention list, regression list, because he's been consistent even before coming to the Braves. He's been consistent like forever. He always batting around 225, 220 around in there. So for him to do anything, I mean, it was kind of unfair to put him on that list, I think. But I think
wait a minute. Hold on. Stay right there. Stay right there, man.
All right.
I think we just got some insight. Chris, RJ, you guys out there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I think what Emmanuel is saying, and Emmanuel, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to point out what you're saying. I think what Emmanuel is saying is that this is who Sean Murphy has been, right? Yeah. This is who Sean Murphy has been. If you have an employee that comes into work and let's say you work my job where you have to do a bunch of tickets and repair a bunch of stuff for customers, you're the last line of defense. And this guy normally works 10 tickets, right? And then he goes to another department doing the same job. I know it doesn't make sense. He goes to another department doing the same job, and you expect him to do 20 tickets a day. That's not him. That's not what he does, right? Is that what you're saying, Emmanuel?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
And, I have a essay work with me. I don't look for him to elevate to a level to where everybody else is working, but I can depend on him to be consistent. And that's been Sean Murphy. So he's not going to come in with no super hot bat, or no super hot play. He's going to do his job. He's going to catch those balls. He's going to call the game. And I mean, to look for him to do anything outside of that, I mean, like I said, I think it'll be unfair for him. But we have to look for these other young guys, whether we call them up or not, to like I said, to grab a hot bat, and that's pretty much what it's going to have to take to get this team to feed off of or get back into that win, winning games and be consistent. Mm-hmm. It's like what my little clicker down here says: never count the Braves out. For some reason,
yeah, agree.
They get a hot bat from somebody, and I mean a couple of hot plays from somebody in the outfield and infield, and it's on and popping after that.
Well, people I think too are they were looking at Sean Murphy last year and what he did, and he had a lot of Yeah, he had a lot of I feel like career numbers last, especially in home runs. He hit the most home runs he ever has in his career last year. Had the most RBIs he's had. So I mean, yeah, he did have some strikeouts, but not the most that he's had in his career. It's just Sean Murphy last year. I feel like, do you feel like the Sean Murphy of last year was just like him just getting hot, almost like, hey, this is not my norm, but hey, you better ride this while it's hot. Because
Exactly.
I mean, because if you look at the rest of his career, it is catering to what E-Man is saying.
Yeah, if you get anything outside of 230 batting average from Sean, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. Like last year,
Two
you
two
know,
fifty one last year.
yeah, that's a bonus. So everybody, it's up to everybody else to feed off of that. Because he giving you that extra. Everybody has to come in and say, hey, if Sean is doing this, I'm going to work on my game to get it to where it needs to be. But what is going to tell for us to do what we need to do as far as all these injuries. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going. I mean, somebody's going to have to come up with a super hot bat. But to keep this going, or even to catch up, should I say?
Or we need a healer from one of those old Baptist churches and be like, "Hey man, you're healed. We need something. I don't know.
Throw that anointing oil at him.
I guys, we're gonna move on to the next segment, and that is headwinds and tailwinds for this team. Now, headwinds have a negative connotation. It's essentially wind in your face. It's the bad things that are going on. Tailwinds are just the polar opposite. That's a corporate term, but it essentially means good and bad, right? Or in this case, bad and good. So, as I'm an optimist, start with the good. Okay. The starting pitching is the reason we are even in this conversation right now. It has not been good. It has been great. It has almost been second to none. Okay. That's definitely a tail. The bullpen has been good. It has not been great because there's a core four that are consistent. And then there are some other guys that I'm kind of giving the side eye, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Correlation. I'm just going to say, to a quote from my Detroit scene, Detroit Brothers. I'm gonna throw it on the flow, not floor, the flow. I'm gonna throw it on the
Flow.
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 Guys, I think I know the core four that we would for the bullpen. Chris, you and I had this conversation last night. There are about two guys, and Chris, I need you to be nice.
All right.
I need you to be nice.
All right.
Okay. Guys, if you don't know, Chris is my friend. And we have certain that we won't have on air, but I know how he feels about one particular guy. So anyway, and Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Give me two guys who we could potentially swap out for somebody maybe in the minors, and it would have a better impact on the Bulls. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Go ahead.
If we can get AJ Minter back, man, I'll even take Ian Anderson, and I really will because, whoo boy, I really forgot. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna give a shout out to RJ as well because he's been trying to remind me the whole time, but I don't think I was just trying to listen. But this doggone Luke Jackson,
Yuck.
I knew that's where it was.
I forgot that I forgot, man, because you win a World Series and stuff like that. You start forgetting about, some the stress that you went through with certain players and pitchers,
The trauma.
And
The
so,
trauma.
yeah, man. So, Luke Jackson, since he's been back, man, has just been he's been more bad than good. You told me to be nice. So he's been more bad than good. And everything. That's what I can definitely say. He's been more bad than good. The other night he came in, got 2 walks, and got yanked. So it was like, I don't know what you're doing, man. I really don't know what you're doing. But I remember why, what I'm saying, like the stress that used to really just come about when Luke Jackson used to go out there. I completely forgot, but it all came crashing back a couple of games ago. What it was when he started letting those home runs and those hits come off. It was a couple weeks back, and I was like, "What is going on?" And then it all hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, "You know what? This is the same Luke Jackson."
Oh man, I wish
So
we could bring AJ back, but he's out. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to have surgery on his hip.
yeah,
So,
he's not gonna be back.
and as a matter of fact, I should have added him to the long. I mean, the hits keep coming. I should have
Yeah,
added. I totally understand and agree with you in regards to Luke Jackson. Luke should be called Luke BP Jackson, and the BP should be short for blood pressure.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely elevated. RJ,
I just feel like his middle name should be I feel like his Luke Jackson's middle name should be what my man Aaron's last name is, and that's Bummer. Because my God.
oh no. Okay, well, you know what? At least you didn't do what. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah,
positive.
don't give me no idea. Go ahead, RJ. Don't give me no idea.
RJ, what say you?
Yeah, I'm going to pick it back off from what A1 said about Luke Jackson. I'm even going to blame him for
RJ,
wearing.
RJ, why
Uh,
do you sound like dude from Office Space when you said that? Yeah. We're gonna need you to come in on Saturday and Sunday. Um,
I don't want it.
I'm sorry, RJ. Go ahead. What you sorry.
it's first of all, I blame him. He got wearing 22, and Jorge Soler's wearing 2. So I'm going to blame him for Jorge Soler's struggles and
Oh, wow.
injuries.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's cold. That's cold.
Other than, other
There you
than that, I'm waiting for the 3-letter word with that man, and that is DFA. Designated for assignment.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready for him to get going because that $7 million option ain't going to get picked up.
Mm.
And like A1 said, I take Ian Anderson back. Huskar and Noah just got back doing a rehab assignment. Even Tyler Matzik is in our farm system. So I bring him back with open arms.
And Tyler, not even Tyler no more, but I still feel like he'll go out there and give a better effort.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that it's lack of effort. I think it is.
No, I don't think it's lack of effort either. He's giving all the effort he can. It's just,
When it's gone, guys. Here's the thing: only 1% of 1% of 1% of the world can be a pitcher, and in order to be a pitcher, you have to be able to do the same thing I cannot say this word. Repeatedly.
Yeah, repetitive. Repetitive.
Hey, my mom was an English major, and she would be in my ass. Sorry, Mom. So she passed this year. Anyway, love you, Mom. Repeatedly, you have to be able to do this motion over and over again. And it is difficult because you can make one subtle movement and it can throw everything off. Now, Chris, you could probably argue T. Will, he's been doing the same shit for years. And you know what? I got no leg to stand on. Okay. But suffice it to say, I mean, hey man, he was a part of it. Emmanuel, you are watching all of this chaos. What are your thoughts?
Hey, I think I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one. And I agree with A1 about AJ Minter. I mean, I think he'll be a good return. However, Luke Jackson, I don't know if you guys remember. T. Will, you may remember. You remember Gene Garber?
Yes, Gene Garber.
Now he came along the same way Luke Jackson did. No one had no kind of belief in him until he got called up. And when he got called up, he put on another persona. He got a couple of and I think it became after his first home run, first bat that he got, and then all of a sudden his pitching fell into play. So I'm gonna say Luke Jackson, and it's only because Luke seems like he has that persona, that attitude about him, And granted, everybody in the bullpen, can't be great. Sometimes you got to have one or two that can come in and just hopefully fill in the game that has, where the starting pitcher has managed to stay till about 7th or 8th inning, and then somebody like a Luke can come in and hopefully preserve the game. But you can't always call on the greatest ones. But I think Luke has that attitude for that, and I don't know what it's going to take for him to be that guy. But I actually like Luke. I mean, I don't know what it is about him, but I think maybe because
I
you
don't
guys
think
don't like
you know what it is about him. I
Oh,
don't think you know me, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave him alone. I ain't gonna say
I
nothing
like
else.
you for that. That's cold, man. Matter of
I ain't
fact,
gonna say nothing else.
you know what? We're gonna bring about a tradition from the great one time for the fan. Chris, I'm gonna call a penalty on that, man. Hey, unnecessary roughness.
Whoa!
Take down penalty on Chris. Beating up poor Luke Jackson, giving him the DDT. Chris is
maybe
jumping off the
Wow.
pole. What's that in wrestling? What's that called? The belt. What's that? Where they jump off of? What is that? What is that?
Oh, the turnbuckle.
Yeah, he's jumping off the turnbuckle, man.
Jumping off the turnbuckle.
Chris
Yeah.
giving Luke.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I'm coming off the top rope like Jimmy Sloop before I snooker.
You know? Splash.
Oh wow!
it might be not having this cup right here. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just it's just something.
Oh wow! Hey man, I hope I never make Chris mad, man. That's all I got. I hope I never make Chris.
Come on. Nah, man, it ain't like that. It just, man, y'all know.
You know what, Chris? You feel about Luke Jackson how I felt about this guy that was on the Falcons. He was an offensive lineman. We never should have drafted him. He was what was his name? We released him last week. What was his
Harlow.
name?
Name was
Who? What was his name?
Harlow.
No. He was
No, from Notre Dame.
What was his name? We released him last year, Chris.
I think we drafted him like the second or third round.
Yeah.
What, Hennessy?
No, not Hennessy.
No, he was bad.
Not Lord. Oh gosh, I know you
Mayfield.
Yeah, Jalen Mayfield.
Yes. That's how I felt about him. I used to argue with my brother. So most of y'all know my brother Eric Parker.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, bro. Shout out to you. I used to argue with him because I'd be like, he is ass cheeks McGee, man. Why do we keep running him out there? Why don't you just pick somebody from the crowd at the bins and put him in? Because you're gonna get the. So that I'm sorry. You know what? You're right, Chris. That angst is still in there. Let me take it back.
Man.
I need to be like Big Low Country and get that hate out of my heart. Get that hate up out of my heart. Okay.
I mean, I don't even know what Jalen is doing. I hope Jalen is well. It's just, honestly, it wasn't working out for the Falcons. And I know he's not in the league right now. Yep. Hopefully he can be able to find a home, or hopefully he's able to find success. It just didn't work out for the Falcons. And honestly, man, it was just, when it was bad, it was just really, really bad. I don't wish any harm on him. It's just you wasn't producing.
No, I get it. And I bring it up not to beat up on him or anything. He was still a Falcon and will always have a certain amount of love for me. But like you say, it just didn't work out. But like when you were talking about Jackson, I was you kind of led me back to like, oh, I remember this guy. Like, he used to just you don't know how many arguments, because my brother, and the thing I love about my brother is if you are a Falcon, he has got your back. He has got your back. But I cannot tell you how many arguments we had where I was like, he's not going in anymore, Eric. He's just not. And Eric would be like, you still got time, okay? You still got time. Give him some time. It's going to be all right. And I'd be like, man, no. So, anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Chris got me up in my feelings. All right, let me get out about my feelings. So guys, other than the guys that we named, the bullpen has been pretty good. I think we can say that. Starting pitching has been excellent. Specifically, I mean everybody, but nobody's been more dominant than Chris Sale. I think Chris should
Yeah.
win the Cy Young Award this year.
Cy Young sale, baby.
About it.
Just give him the trophy now.
Yeah, but now it's kind of time to talk about those headwinds, right?
Oh,
And the first of them, and we kind of talked about the hitting has not been there. It's been inconsistent. We kind of discussed that. So I'm going to go to the Fire Snit Club because I keep hearing this, and when I hear this, nothing incenses me more than when I hear someone say Fire Snit, right? So let me give you a few reasons why. This is me defending Snit. This is me saying that Snit, other than Bobby Cox, is the greatest manager walking. This is me giving Snit his props, okay? And I'm gonna go first because I just feel like going first. There, I said it. All right. So
yeah.
number one. Well, let me do an analogy. Chris, A1 from day one, my dog, is a great podcaster. Has that steel delivery. Sometimes he's joking, and the way it comes off, you don't know it at first. Like Chris drops bombs. You don't know it's a bomb before it hits you, but when it hits you, you know it's a bomb. He drops bombs. Okay, I don't do that, right? So I'm passionate. Some would say I'm intentional, and sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm silly. I kind of stay in my lane. Chris and I are not the same. Although we both do a good job podcasting, we're not the same, right? So you cannot look at other managers and compare them to Snit. So that's number one. Number two, you show me another manager that's damn near lost his entire lineup
Yeah.
and is still in the run for the playoffs. I feel like Snit should be manager of the year. That's number one. Now I've heard comments, oh, he needs to fire up somebody, he needs to curse some folks out. Guys, that doesn't work in today's generation. Now I'm old as shit, okay? I'm old. I'm old. I'm 8-track in the car old. I'm kicking your ass and calling your mama and telling her about it, and then she kicking your ass for what you did. I'm that old, okay?
Yeah.
I'm old before cassette.
They need that for this generation.
You know what I mean? I'm old. And back then, yeah, you could get in somebody's ass. You could cuss somebody out. Guys, we live in the days and times of feelings, nothing more than feelings. This is political. You can't do that. Now, you might do something behind closed doors, but you cannot publicly get after some people. It's detrimental. It's a deterrent and negative. Okay.
Right.
I was a corporate trainer for years, and I taught you praise in public, you criticize in private. So don't give me that. Oh, he needs to kick over some water coolers. He needs to show some anger. No, you don't know the conversation that Snit has, but behind closed doors. That's number one. Okay. Number two, and I keep hearing challenges in regards to how he manages the bullpen. Guys, you got 4 studs in that bullpen. How many pitchers is it in that bullpen? Is it 8?
8.
Right now, it's 9.
Okay, you got 4 studs in that bullpen. But those other 5 have to pitch too. You cannot burn out your bullpen. You can't bring Rafael Iglesias. We got 162 games. He can't appear in 162 games, right? You can't bring out Pierce Johnson. You can't bring out Aaron. You can't bring out everybody. You can't bring out Jimenez in every game. So in other games, guess what? Other guys got a big you, right? Chris, you are a part of a team, a great team, 95 North. It's you, Berto, Smitty. I feel like I'm introducing like the Lakers. Ladies and gentlemen, live.
Hey, now for real though, because I mean, what is me, Berto, Smitty, RJ, Bro Talk.
But each of you guys has to do your role, right? Each of you guys has to do your jobs, because if you're not, the program is going to lag. Well, same thing with the bullpen. But who you can't blame for that? You can't blame Snit. All Snit is trying to do is to get to the playoffs with the bullpen that he has. And when we get to the playoffs, you're going to see a man different. All right? But don't come to me with that fire Schnitt crap, okay? Because half his team has been down. His number one starter, his best player in the field, gone for the season. Okay? Miss me with that. Okay? Hold on. Let me get my soapbox. Let me find my soapbox. I need to find a
You don't got on
I'm talking about y'all here, man. Y'all don't got T Will fired up, man. Why y'all
Yeah.
trying to fire shit, man?
Y'all really have.
Hey,
But
hey,
in all seriousness, guys, Smith deserves a reward for what he's done. If we make it to the playoffs or not, the fact that we are still in this thing after our lineup and our team has been decimated with injuries is a modern day miracle. And I challenge any of you Fire Schnitt Club members, find somebody who's managed a team with this many injuries and is in the same spot, because we just talked about it. I don't think they exist. Now,
I got a question for anybody who wants to say fire Schnitt, yo. My thing is, okay, and this is always my question when a coach is talking about being fired. Especially one that's like good, great, legendary, all that stuff like that. Who are you replacing him with?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's I just be like, okay, I get you, I got you. I follow you. Like, what I'm saying, even if I don't agree, like I can still respect it and see your point of view. But okay, but after all that ranting that they doing about Schnitt, my very next question is gonna be like, okay, and replace him with who?
Exactly.
And it's always crickets. Well, I'm like, yeah, I'm replacing with who?
Yeah, crickets.
You could have kept Ron Washington and got rid of Schnitt. Okay.
Yeah.
How many years he got left?
That when that stuff started happening, that's when all of a sudden, oh man, I'm late for a meeting.
Well, that's when I know you don't know baseball if you're going to make a statement like that, because you're not going to fire an existing manager with a club that won 103, 104 games last year and replace him with the third base coach. Like, that's ridiculous. So, yeah.
I'll let your name is Uncle Smith.
Oh, man. I'm not even going there, man. I'm not even going there.
Now, I know some people had said back then in the Super Bowl days that we should have fired Dan Quinn and hired Kyle Shanahan. My thing is that what people don't realize is Kyle Shanahan was gone before the Super Bowl game.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was.
That man was going to San Francisco no matter what we did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, guys, some people would say he hadn't won one there in San Francisco, so maybe that's his comeuppance. I don't know. I don't root against him. Some Falcons do.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm that Falcon fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. You won't win anything for what you did to Atlanta.
Oh no, wait, how I go?
Until you write the ship, you won't win.
Say it again.
Till you do right by me, Kyle, everything you do go fail.
Everything you do go fail.
I'm just kidding.
That's where I'm at with it. I'm sorry. I'm not like that with a lot of people, but it's just like Kyle Shanahan. I don't wish nothing bad on the man, his family, none of that stuff like that. But as far as when you get on the gridiron, I'm never rooting for you.
Same with me.
That's all. That's all. When you play football games, I don't root for you. I hope you get like if you win an award for being, humanitarian or anything like that. I'm like, look at Kyle. But when we talking about getting on that football field, I don't want to look at Kyle.
Oh wow.
I hope they all fail.
The beef is real. The beef is real. RJ, Emmanuel, where you guys with? Well, okay, let's reel this thing back. Fire Schnitt Club, RJ, right. Where are you with it?
I don't blame Snicker one bit. It's not his fault. He's managing the team the best he can, and we're still right now tied with the Mets. Wild card, 8 games back. I mean, what else you can ask for?
Hey, and to add to that, RJ, we're only a game and a half behind the Diamondbacks. We could move up.
We could.
Oh, and three with the Padres.
Padres, yeah. So
We very well could.
we're more closer to being the number one team in the wild card than catching up to the Phillies. I'll reiterate, I do not see the Phillies falling apart in the last 20 games. I just don't.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be an epic collapse. Like
but
that would
I would
be
love it,
not
but you
not to bring up old wounds, but that would literally be the equivalent of 28-3. Like that's it. Sorry guys, sorry. I know.
You went there. Huh?
I was trying to make a point, and guess what, guys? Since I'm ATL, I'm family. We can do it. Now. If I was another fan, I'd throw a penalty on myself. Matter of fact, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness on T. Will. Bringing up old wound.
I got you.
15-yard penalty.
I got
Go
you.
ahead, Emmanuel.
I got you.
Get them right, man. Get them right.
oh, Eddie.
I got you.
I love it. 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 All right, guys. We're gonna go on with our next topic, and that is literally where are we going? Where are we going? We are currently tied for the third wild card spot with the Mets, and damn, Chris, it's like you've seen the deck before. Like you literally just went there. We've got 7 games behind the Philadelphia Phillies. We've got a showdown with the Mets and the Dodgers left. Guys, how are we feeling about our chances to make the playoffs? How are we feeling about it? RJ, I'm gonna start with you.
To be quite honest, I feel real good about making the playoffs. Here's why. The Phillies and Mets still have 7 games against each other. So they can beat each other up, and the Braves can actually benefit from that.
That's a good point. That's
excellent. That's an excellent point. That's kind of where I was going to, man. Honestly, because they do, and honestly, I don't think that the Mets. I think the Mets, because they've been playing well lately, that they will be competitive against the Phillies. But ultimately, I expect the Phillies to take that series 5-2 with these next 7 games. I expect them to do that, and that's going to help out the Braves and give them some breathing room. Also, for Atlanta, they do have some games coming up to where they have to take care of business, yo. I mean, just like I still feel like I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to be hard on anyone, but I really believe we should have found a way to sweep the Rockies both times.
Agreed.
Both times we should have swept the Rockies.
Agreed.
So, like, you got to win games, man. You got to win games you're supposed to win.
Right.
Regardless, you're a better franchise than the Rockies, you know what I'm saying, could ever fathom to be of. And it's just like, come on, man. Go ahead and take care of business. Win these battles, man. Win these series because you need these wins. Now we have the Washington Nationals coming up, another team that I feel like should not hold a candle to you.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Agreed 100%. I mean, hey, bro, I agree so much. I got nothing to contribute to it. 100%, guys. 100%. We got showdowns with the Mets and the Dodgers left. I'm not gonna say the Dodgers scare me, but that is now 2 schools of thought here. Number one is that good pitching beats good hitting, right? That's number one, which worked for us. The other thing is our hitting sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Like we get 2 and 3 runs. We probably have won the most games with scoring 3 runs than any other team in the league. So, at a certain point, you're going to have to score more than that. I feel pretty confident against the fact that we're going out to LA for a 4-game series, guys. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you,
they're here.
Yeah, that part right there, like you just said, 4-game series in LA. That's tough.
They're here. They're here.
Okay. But still.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. They are here.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Regardless, though, it's still the Dodgers.
It's still the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? I know they've been having injuries too, though.
Yeah.
You know, they're not 100%, but they still are a formidable team. You're still going to have to play them, take them seriously, and honestly, you can't lose that series. I understand. Like it's like, well, okay, well, if you do lose the series, it's like at least you play the Dodgers. No, you can't lose that series. You have to at least take 2 games out of that series.
I need
At least.
3.
Yeah.
I do too. And I'm glad you guys say that because I was feeling bad by saying 3 at first, but yes, I do need 3. But at least, but just don't lose it. Just don't lose it.
Not a doubt. But where we are literally tied with the Mets, guys. We got to win every day. All right. Let me tell you something. This is we need everybody we can on this who ride. We going to ride on these fools. Let's go. We can't take no punks with us. You know what I mean? Look, if you can't fight, you can't go on this. This ain't for you. This ain't what you want.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is called code switching. Anyway, we're on the whole ride, guys.
Yeah.
This is it. It is 4th in our season, and we got to execute these next 20 games. Out of these next 20, I need at least 17. I need at least 17 out of these next 20. Real talk. Because what you don't want to do is leave yourself open. I don't know if we've won more games against the Mets than they have us, but if we end up tied, it's going to come down to the record against one another. And I don't want to be in that situation. So we got to go out and get every game. And I agree with that. I agree with that. So guys, this brings us to our next topic, which is who do we not want to face in the playoffs? All right.
Let me start with this one. To be honest with you, man, if we get to the big dance, to get to the playoffs and everything, honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter who we play. I really don't, because at the end of the day, it's the postseason. It's the postseason. So at the end of the day, everybody's going to be tough. Everybody's a playoff team, so it's no point of like going into it saying, "Hey, man, I hope we get this lucky draw, or I hope we get this." Regardless, you're going to have to play the best teams. So if we get the Phillies, then guess what? We have a chance to redeem. If we get the Dodgers, then guess what? It's time to go up on them further than what we have, because the last time we seen them, and we seen each other in the playoffs, we were heading to the World Series. So. And then as for the Diamondbacks, you already know you got to give them their respect as well. So either way it goes, guys, I'm not afraid to play anybody because it's the postseason and everybody's going to be tough.
Yeah. Especially
Emmanuel, how you feeling about it?
Especially with the injuries that we have now. Like RJ just said, it really don't matter who we play. Of course, we always play the Phillies tough, but Philly, they have all the momentum in the world right now. The Dodgers, same thing. The Dodgers, they play us tough, but for some reason, the Diamondbacks, even though they look like the team that we should beat, they always they're like the New Orleans Saints for against the Falcons. They always find a way to beat us. I ain't gonna say always, but in a game where we think that we should win, the Saints find a way to win. But if we have to face any of these teams, like RJ said, it really don't matter, especially now with all the injuries that we have. Now, if we were healthy, I wouldn't care who we play. I want the toughest team. I want Philly, But right now, if we just get to the postseason, if we get there, that's a bonus and a plus for the Braves. Something to look forward to when everybody comes back healthy. But right now, if we get there, hey, it's experience. We play out. We got to find a back.
We'll be the wounded animal, man. So I feel like we'll be dangerous. At the end of the day, some people again wouldn't even be able to have the structure to even still compete this far. So after having all these injuries, something would have went bad, man. So that's what I'm saying. It don't matter. Every team is going to be tough, but I believe that we can still overcome. What you got, RJ?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I ain't really scared of none of these 3 teams, especially with the Phillies and Dodgers, the way they've been red hot. And of course, they'll probably get first round buys. I mean, sooner or later, that hot streak's going to cool off. especially with the playoffs. It happened with the Braves, so it can happen with them too as well. And if I would say, just to answer your question, if there was a team that I would not want to face in the playoffs, I would say the D-backs. Because even when we played them regular season, like past couple of seasons, they've been an Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Like literally, they every time we'll get a lead, they'll tie it up. And even that one game, I think when Aiden Rosario hit that grand slam, that's a tough team right there. That's nobody I would not want to if I were to choose a team.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to disagree a little bit. I'm going to say if we face the Phillies, I'd rather see them in the NLCS. Hopefully, when we have Ozzie and Austin back. Hopefully, when we've replaced your boy Chris Luke Jackson with AJ Smith-Shawver in the bullpen. I think that would give us a greater shot at victory. And again, no disrespect to any Braves players. You guys go out there and do it. You put it on the line every day, and I don't. And I'm giving you your respect. But just my preference. Right. If I gotta face somebody, I'll take the Dodgers in a wild card. I'll take the Diamondbacks in a wild card. I do not want to go into Philly to face them for 3 games with this current lineup. I would rather be at full strength. That's just me. You guys all make good points. However, you're going to have to face them at some time. So whether you want to take your medicine now, like Grandma used to say, or you want to take it later, still going to take it. Ain't no getting around.
I've always been a give me my medicine now type of a guy. And so it's just, that's why I'm saying, I mean, because especially if I can't avoid it, just give it to me now.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me. All right, guys. Next slide, next section. Whit Merrifield is pissed off right now. He's real pissed because he took a 97 mile an hour, and it might have been 98. Somebody said that thing was 95. That wasn't 95 miles an hour. Okay, that thing was a rocket. It was at least 97 miles an hour off his head the other day, and he was visibly angry about it, right? Now, let me set up the scene for you guys. That's me trying to be cool. I'm 54. I'm not. But anyway, let me set up the scene for you guys. So baseball right now, the velocity or the speed at which a pitcher is throwing between now and 1995 has probably increased by at least 10 miles an hour. So there are guys routinely throwing 100. I've seen a couple of guys throw at 103 and 104 miles an hour. Now, if you've never played baseball, okay, and I have, it's hard for me to hit 80 miles an hour. Of course, I'm 54, whatever. Okay, I think 80 miles an hour is good, but whatever. But 100 miles an hour, you got 0.1 second to react. So at 97 miles an hour, if a pitcher throws it at your head, unless you just immediately say, I need to get my ass down, you're going to get hit. All right? We're not talking about your chest. We're not talking about your arm. We're talking about getting hit in the head. The issue with this is that a lot of these Major League Baseball clubs, they don't focus on accuracy, right? They focus on velocity. So what that means is a lot of these guys, they don't know where it's going. They just get it there rather quickly. And his point was, look, with the DH, we can't hit guys anymore. You don't have to worry about the pitcher hitting, so he doesn't have to be held accountable. So what negative penalty does he face if he hits somebody? It's a regular day. Oh, sure, he can look upset, and he might even be upset, but there's no consequence for it. And I'm worried that somebody's going to get hurt, and so is he, right? There have been a couple of guys that don't wear that flap that have been hit in that face, and they've had to have reconstructive surgery. One of them was a Brave. Charlie, what's his name?
Culberson.
Charlie what?
Charlie Culberson.
Yeah. He took one off the face. And he had to have all of this. He had to have reconstructive surgery. It was bad, guys. Okay? You're talking about somebody's head. So I definitely agree with him. I think you hit somebody in the head, you got to go. I don't give a damn if it's the first inning, second inning. You're talking about a player's career. You're talking about his livelihood. You're talking about somebody's life that's potentially on the line, and we don't want to see somebody get killed. So I agree with him 135%. I'm going to open it up to the panel. Guys, how do you feel about it?
I like it. I like it. Something needs to be done about that. Like you said, it's one thing to get hit around the thigh area, the wrist, the batting back grip, getting hit on the side of the hip. And, a lot of people use that tactic to, to back a player off the bag,
Yeah.
But, when you go head level and during my time playing baseball, I'm not a pitcher. I'm not a pitcher. And I couldn't fathom playing a catcher. But when a pitch comes at you, like you said, that thing comes pretty fast. Even back in our day, when I was playing, it was like maybe 50, 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. Nothing compares to and even those pitches scared me. So when you talk about something fast ball coming at you, and I mean, you don't know if that thing is going to break. The pitcher lose control of it. But now that I'm older and realize headshot, to me, and this is me being how I feel about it, that headshot almost seems intentional. Maybe. I mean, but like I said, I'm not a pitcher, never have been. Yeah. And I understand some pitchers lose control of the ball, lose their grip or whatever. But when you think about pitchers back in the day who could throw that ball and not hit somebody in the head, it's one thing to try to get a player to back up off the plate, but it's another one when a ball comes up that level, the bat level. I mean, I wouldn't be against them coming up with something, man. Like you said, throwing them out, not even letting them throw another pitch. But something has to be done. I wouldn't even go as far as saying penalize them. That'll curb a whole lot of that too. These players, they get to talking on the field. They get to talk about each other's mama, talking about each other's family. And a lot of players are not going to stand for that. It's one thing. How the day we said, ring a ring, pitcher got to own like a pitcher machine, a washing machine, something like that. But they take it deep. They cut deep. Things. Talking about each other's wives, the kids. They don't care as long as they can get you rattled. But something has to be done as far as this headshot, though.
Yeah, I agree. To me, like, it's a different game now than it was before. So in the day and age of Bob Gibson, make no mistake about it, Bob Gibson would hit you. But guess what? The game policed itself because Bob Gibson had to come up and hit.
Right.
And guess what? If he hit one of your guys, now you're going to hit one of his guys. The game policed itself.
Yeah, the game has changed, guys.
Right. That's no longer allowed. So literally, if I hit somebody tonight, unless it's blatantly obvious, and I don't think the pitcher meant to hit him, I think it just got away from him. Now, the thing about it is, and to Emmanuel's point, you have to pitch inside. Okay, I got to back you off that plate, because if I don't, when I throw it out on the outside corner, you're going to be able to get to it. And there's some guys, right, like a la Marcell Ozuna. Don't let Marcell get his arms extended, man. That ball will never come down. So I get the need to pitch inside, but to Emmanuel's point, look, man, I done faced 80 miles an hour, and it scares the shit out of me. I can't even fathom 100 miles an hour. Like, bro, I probably would look so stupid because I'd be ducking down and, oh shit, dude, that's on the outside corner. Well, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know. Don't judge me.
No, understand.
But I agree. Chris, what you got, Chris? What you got?
No, I would just say, I completely understand, man. Honestly, you outlined it perfectly well, man. As far as these kids are just coming up, some of them don't have total control. Do I feel like they're doing it on purpose? No. But it's easy to see that, guys are getting hit by pitches more and more. I feel like at an alarming rate.
Yeah,
I feel like that. And then again, there's no I guess you could say street justice. You're not even going to see the pitcher anymore.
Right.
So
right.
I'm saying like he's not coming up.
You saw what, Chris?
I just said, yeah, because the pitcher's not coming up to hit anymore, so
Right.
it's different. It's like almost like, yeah, if I do hit you, so what? You know, I mean, it's not like you can get me back, even if it was on purpose. You
Right.
can't get me back. So,
Unless,
man, and that's sad.
What's he
Even
gonna do? What's he gonna do? Right?
yeah,
What's
yeah,
he
yeah.
gonna
It's
do?
sad.
You
He
know what I
think that
mean?
anybody would think like that, but
Yeah.
hey, that's the world.
Yeah.
unless you're facing Claudell Washington, who serves his own justice. So, you know,
That
Claudell.
right. Wait, did that start with, so hold on. RJ, for the fans out there, RJ, are you talking about the fight with San Diego? Was that Claudel that started that? Or what?
Claudell pretty much started. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that because the pitcher's probably started the fight. Starts fight with Claudell. Claudell was a trash talker, and a lot of times, if his bat didn't do the talking, he did the talking verbally. But pitchers took heed to that and would actually hit Claudell on purpose because they already know. Because if you go back and look at it, when Claudell gets hit by a pitch, pitchers don't just stand there. They go near somebody where they know that somebody's going to have this back. They don't stand there wait for Claudell to charge that mound. But Claudell used to take his own justice in his own hands. I like that time better.
Yeah.
They just don't do that anymore.
And the thing about it is they're never going to do stuff like that again.
Yeah, no, they won't do that no more. No.
So guys, I got a clip from an 80s game. I think this is the game. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna share it, okay, just for giggles, because I love the Braves. I remember this fight. I remember what I was doing when this fight took place. I remember saying to my dad, "Oh my God, Dad! Oh my God, you got to see this. You got to see this." Let me see if I can share my screen. Give me 1 second. You guys are bringing up violent, beautiful memories of my childhood. Yes, I'm demented. I am demented. I'll say it. Give me 1 sec. Let me.
Fun games, man. They were, they didn't rely on fight, but those were actually fun games to watch.
Man, let me tell you something. This ain't like those previous fights, man. These dudes, they got after it. All right, hold on. Let me set up the scene. It's muted because we're on our own podcast, but here we go. I think this is it, right?
Yeah,
I think this is it. I'm not sure. Well, this is a fight anyway. I don't know if it's started with Claudel Washington.
yeah.
But I know this
Now,
is a fight.
Mm-hmm. This is it, but I was talking about the one where Claudel actually got hit. But this is one too, though.
Yeah, this is, fellas. This ain't like these arguments of the day where guys just go back and forth. And your mother, you did it. You guys suck. You guys suck too. I'm gonna shout you out on Facebook. No, this is a fight. All right.
Right.
Now I don't know. It's coming in a few seconds. I don't know what sparked this dude's ire.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
know. But I know they got after. Hey, so Emmanuel, do you remember what you were doing when you saw this?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's get busy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, let's get after it. Boom. Boom. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate violence on this channel. Let's go. They are mad. They are big mad. Okay,
That's
now
right.
it's just wrestling. Now it's like, hey, man, come on, dude. Calm down. They got after it. I remember something like that with Claudel Washington. I can't think of what it is, so you're gonna have to forgive me. But I just remember that. So yeah, you made me think about my childhood there. So thank you for that, guys. We're gonna move on. In all seriousness, right where we are with this club, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on what we need to do to have a chance in the playoffs, right? And if you guys feel like I've missed something, you want to add to it, by all means, feel free. So for me, Ozzy's return from injury in the last week of September is critical because you don't want Ozzy just coming back and the first game is in the playoffs. You don't want that. So that's one of the keys for me. Second is we got to get Jorge Soler going. I don't know what we got to do. I don't. Somebody said maybe they need to change numbers. I don't know if it was RJ or Chris or somebody. Could have been Emmanuel, but hey man, if we got to make that happen, brother, we got to make that happen. All right. I think it was Luke. Hey man, let's send Luke's ass down anyway. Let's swap them jerseys. Let's get it going. Then another one is: do we need to find one more bullpen arm, preferably that throws gas, to help down the stretch? I feel like we do. Okay, I feel like we do. The bullpen guys, other than the core four, must hold down leads, right? So presently, that includes Luke Jackson, Jesse, anybody else other than the core four. When we put you in there, man, you got to pull your weight. You got to do it. We got to have that because if you do that, we got a good shot at winning. The starting pitching needs to keep going. Well, just keep doing what you're doing, okay? And in critical situation, guys, we may need to play small ball in order to score runs. So if we got a bunt, we need to do that. If we got to steal a base, we need to do that. We're gonna have to do it. Now, with that being said, those are my thoughts. RJ, you know what, Emmanuel, I'm gonna open it up to you. What are your thoughts on it?
I like these bullet points here, but it still goes back to what I was saying, that somebody has to, spark the team with a hot bat. You remember back in the day when Dale Murphy couldn't get it going, we always had and I forgot what was the first baseman's name when my goodness gracious, I want to say it was like a Rico or something like that. But anyway, we always had that one guy that sparked when Dale Murphy couldn't get it started. Remember, Dale Murphy had went through this strikeout phase for a minute there during the part of one season. I want to say it was like October or something like that. But it was always a guy like Claudell Washington, or even Pascal Perez started hitting home runs. So we got to find somebody has to feed off of what is not happening. So if we're not having our core guys scoring runs, somebody has to come up and say, "Hey, I'm going to be that guy," and that goes back to finding somebody who has the hot bat. And even so, if it takes Smith, I'm going to call him Arthur Smith, getting thrown out. Yeah, man, I know it, man. I'm sorry, but if it takes him getting thrown out of a couple of games, so be it. But at the same time, a spark has to come from somewhere. I realize that it takes play and batting to score the runs, but at the same time, something has to happen. A spark has to come from somewhere. But the core of our offense is out. So, but at the same time, Switzer is starting to sniff. Breaks a lot. I'm not even gonna say it. But
you sound like me when I'm doing it.
Yeah, he's finding a way to positions to win. So if he can keep that part up, we have a very good chance of facing the postseason. But I like your bullet point. I really do.
Good.
Yeah, I enjoy the bullet points as well. And, now I enjoy the bullet points as well. I believe that really they're kind of right on point. I think it's going to come down to kind of like what E-Man was saying as well. But honestly, when I look at the lineup, some people we've been getting some things out of Jared Kelenic. I feel like he's been a better addition than what I thought he was going to be, especially in spring training. Spring training kind of was like him still trying to get his footing. And, Kelenic is what he is, so I feel like as long as he can still keep producing, that can be helpful just to get on base, not necessarily hitting for power. But I'm sorry, man, to put it on him. But when I look at the lineup, outside of Marcell Ozuna, you are the guy that I need to see, and that is Matt Olson. If Matt Olson can get going, if Bat can get going, if he can start hitting doubles, start getting on base, start hitting for power, it's going to uplift the rest of the lineup, guys. It's going to have guys. Marcell has pretty much been doing it all season long. So it's time. So Marcell can still be productive, but I need Matt Olson
to, you know what I'm saying, to get on base more, to get more hits, to put some fear in the opposing pitching staff, similar to what he did last year. Now I know we're not going to get the production wise, but if he can just start getting hot and other guys start coming back like Ozzie, and it's very important to get Ozzie into a groove before the playoffs, because you do not want his first game back to be a playoff game. You don't. Wild card, whatever. That's not what you want. So yeah, you want to get him back into the swing of things. Want to get him back into the mix. Are you going to be able to have guys like Adam Duvall come in and possibly give you some production as well? You know, guys with playoff experience. That's another thing you're going to have to go. You're really going to have to go with your guys that have experience, guys who's been in the pressure cooker and been able to still produce. So yeah, I feel like veteran leadership and experience is definitely something that you got to have. And yeah, man, you got to have guys throwing gas, man. You got to have guys pitching the best of their ability, because you can't have any slips in the playoffs at all. You can't even afford it. So yeah, that's kind of like my thoughts on that.
Good deal. RJ, what say you?
Yeah, I'm definitely with the your bullet points that you have here. Speaking of like spark plug, the one thing that I was thinking of was if they have another players only meeting, and I'm having Marcell Ozuna literally cuss everybody out. Because he's literally like supposed to be really in discussion with MVP, but we already know who's gonna win that thing. And he's leading the team batting average, homers, RBIs. Where's everybody else at?
Yeah.
If anybody needs a vent, he needs to vent.
Yeah.
And speaking like another spark plug, like as much as I love, Michael Harris, center fielder, one of the best defensive center fielders, I'm gonna need him to consistently just get on base and start stealing. I mean, put the pressure on the defense, and that's gonna definitely still be able to get some of this like back going. Because if you got like base runners on, especially when they got speed, I mean, that's going to definitely light something up. And then if let's say we do get to the playoffs, I can definitely see us going with a 4-man rotation.
Yeah.
And and then be quite honest, if there was the one person that I would actually have like as a reserve, it would have to be Charlie Morton. Tough to say, but I mean, he's more likely to retire at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And at this point,
the only thing, RJ, is like, again, I like Swally. I like him. Are y'all comfortable with having him go into the playoffs I mean, I know you got to get your reps. You can't run from it. But I mean, just the fact that we do have Charlie still on the staff, his playoff experience, he's been around the block. You don't think having him in there would at least kind of like catapult the Braves, at least, again, pressure cooker situations?
Look, I'm for taking them both. Okay. I don't mind putting Uncle Charlie, have him come out of the bullpen. I mean, he's better than one guy we know, at least Chris.
He's better. Honestly,
Luke Jackson for the day. No, in all seriousness, I'm totally confident in Schwelly. He's got poise. Put him in there. To your point, there's no experience for experience, and Charlie has 20 years worth. So I'm keeping them both on any playoff roster I have. I might have to let Luke be on the, what do they call it, the taxi squad or whatever. Luke might be on the taxi squad.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd keep them both. That's me. Emmanuel, what say you? What you got to say about it?
You know what? I sat back and I'm thinking about this again. That spark just may come from pitching. It just might.
Yeah, it could.
They're pitching lights out right now. But what if they elevate that? What if they start having, instead of the hot? Well, I ain't gonna say instead of a hot bat, because we still got to score runs. Well, right. We get the hot balls, but maybe that don't sound quite right.
Somebody said pause.
Sound like Big Low now.
Pause. Wait, was that Big Low? Was the hey Chris? Was that a Big Low reference? Did he just say hot balls?
Yeah, it sound like Big Low right now.
Did he just say hot balls? Ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel, I hate to do this to you. 15-yard penalty.
Thank you.
Okay, copyright infringement. That hot balls belongs to Big Low Country. Big Low, wherever you are, we're sorry. We love you. He didn't know, Big Low. Take it easy. Okay? Take it easy. We did have a hot balls reference.
Man, I can't wait for the next time I talk to Low because oh boy, Low is a trip, man. It's something that he has said on one of his podcasts. I got to get him for it.
Low is hilarious. He is hilarious.
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcon Fandemic, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. All right, guys. So hey, well, RJ, did you comment? Let me be fair. Your thoughts are, or did you? I don't know, man. I'm all over the place. Emmanuel threw me with the hot balls. RJ, did you comment or no?
Yeah, I already had commented.
All right, my bad. Shame on you, Emmanuel. Hot balls.
Don't throw a man off, man.
That sounds like something you say up here. Hot balls 2024. Hot balls for president 2024. Okay, penalty on myself. 15-yard penalty. Excessive use of hot balls. Okay. So guys, I went back and found the Claudell Washington fight that I believe and Emmanuel, our elder statesman like me, referenced. Not sure. I think it's that. So now I'm gonna share my screen and let's find it here. Although it's Twitter, so I don't know how to rewind on Twitter, but I got to do a commentary on this fight because it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I will give Emmanuel that. Just the way it happened, it is kind of funny. Entire screen, and here we go. And I think I got to rewind it. Can you rewind on X? Yeah, you can. All right, so here's the scene, right? Claudell takes him deep. Let me mute that so YouTube doesn't come after me. Right. All right, then he throws at Claudell. Now watch what Claudell does now. Oh, it slipped. My bat slipped. Let me go and get it. Yeah, let me go and get my bat. All right. Hey, man, you know that was some bullshit you did with that pitch, man. You need to man up. What you say about my mama? Your mama? And bam! Claudell goes down. Hey. Wait. Here we go. Now, you know that was bullshit, Soto. I didn't appreciate that.
Look what he did to the umpire.
Mama, what? Bam! Now, the question I have for you, does Claudell go down because he got hit with a haymaker, or did he just fall down because somebody was behind him? And before you answer, the Braves pride is at stake here. Okay, Chris, you are my brother in chaos. I'm going to defer to you. Does Claudell go down because he got hit with the haymaker, or was it the pressure from behind? Let's watch it again, like we're on the grassy knoll. Left and to what is it, Chris? What say you?
Rewind it one more time. Right there. They're right there.
Here we go. Wait for it. And bam! I think and he threw the rosin bag at him. He said, "Take this, you bum."
Man, honestly, man, it may be a mixture of the two, man. I think, with the because I'm just saying, Buddy did pull up on him from behind. So
I agree.
Chris, my brother, I love you because you are so tactical and you're using good tech, man. I think that haymaker landed, bro. I'm not.
But honestly, I think with that, and also with the catcher, because my thing is that the catcher wasn't ever there. What I'm saying, grabbing him and all that stuff like that. I would have loved to see if he was able to stay on his feet, or what the case may be. I would have loved to see that, but
I just think that's a creative way to get at somebody, right? He didn't hit him. So he's like, I gotta think of a way to get this MFer. Oh, I know. I'll let the bet go. Now I gotta go get it. I got a reason to go check his ass. Here I go. I said, like, that was just beautiful. That's called strategy, ladies and gentlemen. Now watch this. No, that was some bullshit. I didn't like what you did, man.
Yeah.
I love
I'm gonna stay on the side of Braves baseball here. I'm gonna stay on that side, and I'm gonna say he slipped. You see what the captain said?
Oh wow!
Yeah, man.
Claudell is not a pitcher.
Okay.
So you got to see he's on unleveled ground, being up there on that mound. So
oh, that's what it is.
He swung.
So what had happened was he was on unleveled ground.
There you go.
Right.
Claudell is when he swings. So when he threw that punch, it was so powerful because he didn't connect. He's on unleveled ground up on that mound. He slipped.
Oh, it just happened to be at the same time that he threw the punch, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I see it. I don't know if I believe it, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm never mad at my brothers when we talk about the Braves. I don't know if I believe it, but I ain't mad at it. So it's okay.
Well,
gentlemen,
you gotta get heat out your heart for Claudell, man.
You said what now?
So you got to get that heat out your heart for Claudell, man.
Oh man, I'm not hating. The brother just hey, I love me some Claudell Washington. Look here, man. He took an L that day. I still love him. It's okay.
Man.
All the greats lose one now. All the greats. If you do the research now, Claudell ended a lot of fights in
yes, he did. Claudell was a fight. Yeah, Claudell liked to fight.
And so it was
Y'all gotta remember, man. Chris Child swung on Kobe. Okay, my goodness.
Hey, Chris. Hey, you know what? Hold on. Let me try and focus. Hold on. Where's Chris? Let me spotlight Chris. Let me see if I can spotlight him. Chris, am I due a penalty for my portrayal of Claudell in this beautiful motion picture? Am I due a penalty, Chris?
Yeah, man, you doing Claudell wrong, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, I believe that what Fandemic was saying is true. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't the biggest guy, man. And my thing is, he took the punch.
All right.
But I feel like
he took the punch. All right. Oh, he took.
He didn't have a choice in that matter. He didn't have a choice in that matter. But he took the punch, man. Took his lick.
One thing is for certain.
He definitely took his punch, man.
Yeah, one thing was for certain, he had to get that punch from behind, though. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Hey, bro.
My thing is, all right, T. Will. If somebody caught you like Claudell, are you going around saying, "Hey, man, bro, caught me with that haymaker"? You're not gonna say that. You're gonna be like, "Man, this sucker sap, you nigga caught me."
Right. There you go.
Come on, now, T. Will. You're gonna be like, this punk mother don't hit me.
Hold on. Let me show you what I'm gonna tell him. Hold on, wait. Let me go back. Damn. I messed myself up. Hold on. Let me show you what I was telling him. Damn it. Where oh, here we go. Wait, is this it? No. Is that it? Damn it. The presenter has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what the hell he's doing or what's going on. He's gone wild. Okay. All right, whatever, man.
Back in those days, they would have told saying you've gone mad.
Yeah,
what I would tell him is, man, it was 12 of them. They had me boxed in. They had me surrounded. Okay, I didn't even see where the punches were coming from. Okay, that's what happened. That's what happened. All right, guys, enough of my lying. So, what I learned today, unfortunately, I learned that Witt took a foul off of his foot, and he may be out another game or two, which is kind of sucks. If I'm being honest, I didn't want to learn that today, but that's what I learned. So that is very negative. We're gonna go on to the final thoughts. RJ, this is kind of your maiden voyage, and I'm gonna say welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you would give me your final thoughts on the state of the Braves, where we are now, and where we're going.
Well, it's honor and privilege to be on here with you three. It's a blessing. And hopefully, continue do podcasts together.
Oh yeah.
With the state with the Braves right now, really is just, be on one accord offensively. The pitching is there. You just got to get the bats going. And it's like I said, the final stretch months. We should be able to get into the playoffs. Right now, I'm gonna just stick with what we got from earlier this year. It's gonna be World Series of Bust. I'm just gonna ride it to the end.
Let's go, as you folks say. All right, Emmanuel, final thoughts. What say you?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I learned today is I'm amongst three guys that it's been a pleasure to do a podcast with. And I learned a lot. I've seen a lot, and I'm ready to. I haven't started my podcast yet, and it seems like every time I try to start it, something comes up, like today. But going forward, and the state of mind for the Braves, we need to take what's going good for us and build on that. Right now, it's the pitching. Hopefully, the hot bats will follow. But it's life, right? It seems like it's never ending. One thing happened, something else seems to follow it. So, but right now for the Braves, it seems like that pitching is going to be that thing that holds this team together going forward. Even going into the I'm going to say playoffs, into postseason. But at the same time, where that's going to come from, I don't know. I know y'all was saying that looking for Sean to get a hot bat from somewhere, but I don't know. His consistency, if he can find one, I mean, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. He's probably the perfect candidate to come up with a hot bat and start the Braves into scoring more and hopefully the bullpen and hold on to whatever leads that we may we incur. But my thoughts for the day, man. I enjoyed being on here with you guys, RJ, Chris, T. Will, man. It's been a pleasure, and I would look to working with you guys furthermore in the future, and that future is very near. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all once again.
And we appreciate you, Emmanuel, and we appreciate you, RJ, and we definitely appreciate my brother from another, Mr. Chris A1 from day one. I'm looking at a post from Kerry, Chris, but I feel the need to say pause. You know what?
No problem. Well, first of all, shout out to Kerry, what I'm saying, for the work that she's doing behind the scenes.
Yes.
It's great that, first of all, we need to get more women involved into sports who want to be there, who know what they're talking about. Yes. And even if they're not the strongest, they're willing to learn and go forward, because I'm sorry, man, we live in a day and time to where we have women, I feel like, that can outdo the men in some sports talk. Like, for real, there's some women out here. If you go on Twitter, you can find Carrie, you can find Eb, aka E the Goddess. You can find her. I mean, shoot, Joy can talk football. We have it's plenty of content creators out there and just females out there that can talk football or can talk ball, period. So I just want to make a special time to say shout out to all women in sports who are doing it, keep killing it, keep going up, keep defying the odds. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all women in sports for real. Of course, shout out to God, shout out to you fellas for being on this panel. We've been talking for over 2 hours about Braves baseball, and I feel like it was needed.
I feel like out of all the content we do, we kind of like neglect the Braves a little bit compared to like the Hawks or the Falcons, especially to compare it to the Falcons.
Yep.
But
Right.
yeah, man, the Braves deserve to be talked about too. That's why I'm happy we was able to get this video in. Happy that we're all Braves fans, and then we can actually, now that we all have collabed already, now we can do things in the future, man. So it's all about putting each other out there, uplifting one another, fellowship, and happy to be on here with you guys, man. Thank you for having me. And you already know, man, if I'm free, man, I'll come back anytime. So
Yes.
Amen.
Oh, one more
Amen.
first thought. One group of young ladies that has it together, and I've been listening to them on the way home. Lady Birds of FN, Lady Birds of Fire.
Miss Pam and all them,
Love this fam.
And not only are they good to listen to, they good to hang out with. I mean,
Yeah.
they are truly down to earth and funny. You hear me? And I'm talking about, you don't find too many women these days that don't take offense to what men say. They join in the conversation and get it with you. So yeah, look them up and follow them. They are funny.
And again, I know exactly about the lady AFN. But but that's exactly what I'm saying, man. It's plenty of content creators. And again, that's why I said shout out to all women in sports, all women content creators. It's not just one, not nobody in particular. I'm talking about if they take the time to get up there, speak their truth, stand on their business, and unwaver, you know what I'm saying? Just like us men do.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. And that's coming straight from A1 Forever.
Amen.
There you go.
Well, guys, that is a perfect segue for me to we kind of touched on this. I've been posting about it. But Blogging Dirty's Lisa Shepard is coming to this, not about the Braves, but we have a show on my YouTube channel for my ATL Sports One, and it is ATL with TNL talking Falcons football. Or something like that. But anyway, Lisa Shepard will be podcasting with me Fridays, most Fridays, starting at 7:30. Maybe some of them may start at 7. But talking about women in sports, we are doing it because, again, diversity is a lot. I think, hey man, if you can talk it, it shouldn't matter your gender. You should be able to get out there and talk it and submit your input. So Lisa and I will be starting a new show this upcoming Friday. And it's going to come from a different perspective. Lisa is a journalist, a very good journalist from Blogging Dirty. She travels a lot. And so we will call upon some of those experiences, and we will submit probably some of those stories in the podcast, and we'll talk through. And of course, we'll still talk our same Falcons, but it is great. As far as the Braves are concerned, I feel like this team can make the playoffs. I feel like this team can make the World Series. I feel like this team can win the World Series. Now, it doesn't mean that they will, because a lot of things have to fall in place in order for this to happen. Number one, any team that's ever won any championship has had a little bit of luck. And let's just be real. We're due some luck this year, gentlemen. We're due a whole lot of luck. Okay?
Yes.
So just put that out there. Anybody listening who's over that kind of thing, we could do some of that in the ethos. Okay. Secondly, pitching beats good hitting, and if you got good pitching, you can win with timely hitting. We talked about what they need to do to be successful. We've covered that. Not going to cover that again. This next 20 games is going to either be really exciting or really disappointed. Either way, I'm going to be focused. I'm going to be here every Saturday afternoon or morning, definitely every Saturday, talking Braves baseball. So if you guys want to join me, right here and now is your invitation. You got carte blanche to join me every Saturday to and through the playoffs, and we can talk about Braves baseball. And that's all I have to say about that. Gentlemen, it has been a plum pleasing privilege and a pleasure to share this stage and share these microphones with you. I am so appreciative. We are at the last part of the show, which is what I call shout outs. Now, RJ, I didn't know you were joining, so charge it to my head, not my heart. Now that I know, I'll have you on every shout out going forward. But Chris A1 from day one, Emmanuel, as well as RJ, thank you for joining the chat. To the brave fans who joined in this chat to support us, I say thank you. Obviously, A1, thank you. Atlanta Falcons Pandemic, thank you. Carrie, thank you. Retro G, thank you. Okay. And thank you to all of the Braves fans out there. Thank you to all of the Falcon fans out there. Thank you to all of the Dog fans out there. Fans in the chat, thank you to Braves fans in general. And last but not least, thank you to God because he continues to bless me. Gentlemen, I believe that this union was ordained.
Amen.
I believe that we are going to do some great things, and I think that this is the first stage in a beautiful friendship. So I got to thank God for it. I got to thank him for the bad things as well as the good. I got to praise him and thank him because it is because of him that I am here. It is because of him that I will stay here. It is because of him for everything in my life. I love him. I can't thank him enough. And with that, gentlemen, I am going to bid you adieu. Thank you. Thank you, Braves fans. You guys have a great day. And go Braves. Let's bring home a victory tonight. Thank you.
Yes.